Sorry for the long delay on this one, but WrestleMania was long, and I wanted to watch SmackDown and Raw to get a more complete picture of the WrestleMania week. So yeah, WrestleMania was last week, and what a roller coaster! It was advertised the ultimate thrill ride, but man, it definitely took us on a ride, that's for sure. So I'm going to go over the matches that I saw and give my thoughts. I'll also talk a little bit about what happened on Raw and SmackDown. But I'm going to save one particular match for a separate video because there's quite a bit to say. So I think you already know what match I'm talking about. So let's do this. I did not watch the pre-show. I did read about what happened, and I went back and watched it later on the WWE's on WWE Network, and WWE's YouTube channel. They had some, I think they had a clip of it, they talked about it on SmackDown as well. And so the first match I actually saw was Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles, and I know quite a few people went into this match thinking it was going to suck. And even my brother was not looking forward to this match because he thought AJ Styles was going to be dragged down by Shane McMahon. But Shane McMahon definitely upped his game to hold his own with AJ Styles. And he did a freaking shooting star press. He did that top rope elbow onto the announcing table before after AJ Styles moved out of the way. Oh, sorry about that. So it was a really good match, and the fact that it wasn't, no holds barred or falls count anymore or anything like that, or it wasn't a street fight, it kind of made people think that it wasn't going to be as good. But Shane McMahon had a good wrestling match against AJ Styles, and AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers around right now. So yeah, it was a fun match, and AJ Styles and Shane McMahon had a great match. AJ Styles was thankfully the one who won that match, and now after what happened on SmackDown with them shaking hands is showing a mutual respect for each other. Hopefully that'll push AJ Styles into the WWE Championship match, which will probably happen at the next SmackDown pay-per-view, whatever that is. And the next match was the U.S. title match with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. First of all, that was a great entrance by Chris Jericho with that giant list of Jericho. There were some good entrances here. I think last year they probably had some better ones, but all in all, there were some really good. There's some good ones here. Also, the video packages before a lot of these matches were done very well. I have to say there was some really good stuff on the packages that wrapped up the rivalries. And it was like a trailer, basically, for each rivalry before you got into the match itself. And the match itself was pretty good. I liked this match pretty well, and there were some really good counters between Jericho and Owens. And because Jericho is the veteran, he lost the match like he's been doing. He'll put on great matches, and then he'll lose the match to help elevate his opponent. And he did it again with Kevin Owens. But I kind of want to see this rivalry have like one more match at the next Raw pay-per-view just to really settle the score between the two of them, especially when you consider that, Kevin Owens attacked Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho hasn't gotten his revenge in that well, he kind of did by costing Kevin Owens the Universal Championship, but he didn't actually beat him in a match. I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I guess I just want to see another match. So, all in all, really good match, but definitely not as good as AJ Styles and Shane McMahon, surprisingly enough. Then you have the Raw Women's Championship, and both of the Women's Championship matches were kind of a low point. I like the fact that the three women, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley, triple team Nia Jax. It showed Nia Jax's dominance. I would like to see more of that. And, they hit one big suplex and one big powerbomb. They were kind of reminiscent of the Shield in a way, because you had the strongest of the tallest and probably the strongest of the three, Charlotte, in the middle, with the other two, providing backup, and then they all dogpiled on her. I'd like to see that a little bit later and have maybe they put down Nia Jax, but she like rolls out of the ring before they go at it, and then she comes in again. I like Nia Jax. I think she's a very different wrestler, and she's kind of reminiscent of Awesome Kong, or Karma as she was known in the WWE. I did see a little bit of Awesome Kong when she was in TNA, the little bit I saw of it. But I think a lot of the crowd, if you go back and watch it, a lot of the crowd were kind of taken out of the match once Sasha Banks was eliminated, and it kind of hurt the match, and the crowd wasn't really into it at that point. I mean, Bayley, she's a decent wrestler, and she has a pretty good Macho Man elbow, but I have a bad feeling that the people who have been crying for her to be on the main roster are going to turn on her soon, within the next maybe 2 months, depending on if they get any call-ups from NXT during the Superstar Shakeup, as they call it. I don't know why they should call it a draft, but whatever. And the SmackDown Women's Championship match, there were just too many women in that match, and it was hard for any of the women to really stand out. If you wanted to do a fatal four-way, you could have done like they did on Raw. I would have chosen Alexa Bliss, of course, as she's the champion. Becky Lynch, Natalya, and Mickie James. I would not have gotten Naomi or Carmella in that match, because I don't think they're as good as the other four, and it would have been a better match. It's just my opinion, so take it for what it's worth. But all in all, that match, especially, I didn't want to see that jawless jobber that accompanies Carmella. He sucks. But because there are too many women in the match, it kind of hurt them from putting on a really good match. Also, the other match that had women in it was the mixed tag match with Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maryse. This match had quite a good build-up to it, and it was almost used as a buffer for the Rollins Triple H match. I mean, there was that one part that was very emotional with John Cena and Nikki Bella at the end when Cena proposed to her. And man, that crowd, I may hate forced romances and stupid romances, but this romance has been building on TV for a while. You can see if you watch like clips of the Total Divas on YouTube, or if you watch the show itself on cable, and you could see their relationship building during that time. So it's not something that came out of nowhere. It's not something that just happened all of a sudden. They're an actual couple, and to see that crowd just crap all over them, especially that one area of internet idiots who just want to have that "look at me, daddy, look at me" moment. I'll get to that later, but it's kind of funny to me to see them bitch and moan if Cena's trying to give a heartfelt speech to Nikki Bella before he proposed to her, using her real name or her name outside of the ring. And match itself, Miz plays a really good villain. I like the Miz; he's a great villain. And I'm glad they didn't have the women wrestle too much in that match, mainly because Maryse has not wrestled for like 6 or 7 years, and I don't know if Nikki Bella could help elevate her to the level where the match could be really good with the two women. So, but all in all, it was okay, but it felt kind of like a buffer when you go back and think about it. And Miz now is going to be probably feuding with Shinsuke Nakamura, and I finally get to see what all the hype is about Shinsuke Nakamura, and now that he's on SmackDown. And I look forward to seeing what he can do. I hope he really impresses me with his work. He's got a great entrance theme, that's for sure. I'm not going to deny that. So let's see where they go from here. And Miz is a great person to have to feud with, because he can carry a lot of the mic work, and he's good in the ring and he can step up his game to match somebody who's better than him. So next is Rollins and Triple H. Triple H had an interesting entrance, and Rollins had an interesting one where he had that torch, like, I'm taking the torch for myself. And I think the only problem with this match is it's a little long. My brother and I were talking about it is a little long. And some people complain, why didn't you have Samoa Joe in there? Even my brother was asking, he's like, I don't know why I didn't have Samoa Joe interfere in the match. In my opinion, that would have hurt Samoa Joe, because it would have been, he comes in, he kicks Seth Rollins' ass, and then what, is he just going to leave? He's not going to stick around and really help Triple H? That makes him look dumb, and if he sticks around, Rollins has to kick his ass, which makes him look weak, and kick Triple H's ass. It's like a super Rollins kind of a thing, and I think it would have hurt the match. The match was good, it was a solid match, but I don't think they could have. They took advantage of the unsanctioned element, the unsanctioned street fight between the two of them. It could have been a lot more brutal, I thought. But I did like how Triple H targeted Seth Rollins' knee, because that's been a constant thing that I've talked about. And it was good psychology. As far as the match goes, the psychology was really good. I liked it. A little long, possibly, yes. But all in all, it was a solid match. Now, the WWE Championship match, I don't know, it wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. And I'm starting to think that as good as Bray Wyatt is on the mic, he's not as good in the ring. I mean, he does a lot of smoke and mirror stuff, and it kind of comes across he needs that, because, I mean, he's supposed to be a really good wrestler, but his matches against Dean Ambrose were, his matches with Roman Reigns were good, especially the one at Hell in a Cell. But a match like that, you can do a little more theatrics, which helps. And his matches with Cena were, and I'm trying to think that maybe when I look back on these matches, yeah, he may not be really, WWE Championship level. I hate to say it, because I like Bray Wyatt's mic work, and I think he's an interesting character, but I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't be WWE in the WWE Championship picture. I don't know. And the whole thing with the ring flashing or something with like bugs and maggots and things like that, and worms, that went nowhere. And like, you need the smoking mirrors, it seems like, because Bray Wyatt's not as good in the ring as he seems. But I don't know. But it was kind of a low point in the pay-per-view. Speaking of low points, I don't like musical performances at WrestleMania. I really don't. Except for the beginning when they sing America the Beautiful. That's always nice. But yeah, maybe the people in the live crowd appreciate it. But if you're watching at home, that's just a piss break. Yeah, that you need to go to the bathroom and grab a snack. I mean, that performance long enough. You go, you pee, wash your hands, and then go grab a snack from the fridge or the cupboard. So, yeah, the less said about that, the better. Now, the Universal Championship match, it was good, mainly because it was short. These two didn't need to go 20 minutes like Rollins and Triple H. And it's a match that, by the way, great opener with Paul Heyman doing the fairy tale thing. That was very well done, I thought. But you didn't need... It was never going to be a technical masterpiece. No, it was never going to be that. It was just going to be two guys beating the crap out of each other, trading spears and German suplexes before somebody hits their finisher. And somebody actually kicked out of that jackhammer. I don't think I've ever seen anybody kick out of that jackhammer. And Brock Lesnar, he wins the Universal Championship. A big reaction from the crowd. I mean, a lot of the internet idiots talk crap about, people only knowing 5 moves of doom and crap like that. But these two men, between the two of them, had 4 moves. So they put on a good match from the point of you just want to see two guys beat the crap out of each other. And if that's what you wanted, then if that's what you should have expected from this match, and that's what we got. And from that point of view, it was fine. But yeah, it was. A lot of people thought this probably going to be the last match, and I could have seen it being the last match. Though I probably would have preferred, before going to the pay-per-view, the WWE Championship or the actual main event of WrestleMania, The Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. Now, I'll probably have more to say in my next video, but this was a good match. Much better than Taker's match against Lesnar at 30. Better than his match against Bray Wyatt at 31. And from a technical standpoint, even the brutality-wise, it was a better match than his match against Shane McMahon at last year. Because both men traded brutality. And that's what I wanted to see. Especially, it was kind of weird that while Roman Reigns was walking down the ramps is when they said, oh, this is no disqualification, no count out, the only way to win is by pinfall submission. I was like, it would have been nice to have built that up in the weeks before. I mean, that was one of my problems about the lead up to this match was they didn't do enough to like really make it seem like, okay, if Taker loses, he's retired, and the fact that this is going to be no holds barred. There's no rules. And to be honest, they took advantage of the whole no count, no disqualification better than Rollins and Triple H. And at the end, so I'm going to skip to the end real quick. The end was very reminiscent of WrestleMania 26 with Streak vs. Career, where the defeated is crawling up the soon-to-be victor's torso and basically dares them to finish him off. And basically said, you're going to have to finish me if you got the balls to do it. And then it ended. And then it ended. And then the next night on Raw, Reigns he soaked in all of that anger and all that hate. And I'm going to talk about all of this in the next video. But all in all, I thought this was a really good WrestleMania. One of the best I've seen since probably 24, all in all. 26 was really good, but maybe even better than that one. And it definitely blew the hell out of 30, that's for sure. So, what do you think? Did you enjoy WrestleMania? What was your favorite match? So, probably tomorrow I'm going to talk about something very personal as a wrestling fan. So until then, take care.